Amen, say amen. What's good with y'all boys? Today we in Fairy Tale with it, and as you read by the title, we about to be going over the Blacksmith guide. So everybody normally spawns a mushroom. You guys love this town, right? We know this town. We all know this town. And there's two blacksmiths in the world right now. There's the blacksmith named So Fullborn on Mushroom, and then there's another one. I think his name's Aries, and he's on Kobe. Now, when you talk to him, he says you're looking for a weapon. Yes, I'll pull you up this screen, right? And you'll be able to make a whole bunch of different weapons. One of the first ones that you're probably going to start with is the Kendo sword. Now, something to know about crafting is when you do craft, this doesn't work for the Kendo sword, but any other weapon ends up getting a quality after you craft it. So, like, let's say you craft a katana right now, right? Let me just make one for the heck of it. I've got a broken katana, right? Now, crafting has quality, and each quality has its own like damage percentage out of the 100% of a weapon can do. So like a broken might only be able to do 70% of this full weapon damage versus like a perfect does like 100% of this like full weapon damage. And getting the best quality is going to be your goal when you're crafting. However, there are some stuff that like it really isn't that serious. For example, if you get a pristine weapon, then you're probably chilling. Or if you get like a regular weapon, it's okay to have a regular weapon. But pristine is pretty good. Now, Kendo sword, you can craft this, and this doesn't actually have any type of quality level to it. You can just craft it, and no matter how many times you craft it, it'll just be a regular Kendo sword. Let's talk about where you're actually going to get all these items from. So as you can see, there's different items that you're going to need in order to craft certain stuff, and it's important that we know where these come from. Now, wood is from the starting area. So when you're running around and you see the 3 people that are near the campfire, those are going to be the main people that you end up getting wood from. So you see them spawning, like, yeah, these guys back here. You can get wood from them. Now, there's these guys over here. These guys are called scholars. That's the name for them, despite them not actually having prodigy abilities. But these guys drop magic steel, and that's what's needed to create their type of weapons. Any type of weapon that scales with mana, you need magic steel to create, and it only drops from the scholars and it drops from demons. But yeah, if you're really trying to get the iron, it's recommended to do the mini bosses since they have the highest drop rate for it. Guys that have like these 3D outfits and that use magics. So this would be like this island in here would be generally a good spot to farm some iron because you got one boss over here, and then you got another one right over here. You also have wizards here and like a wizard down there. This is a really good spot if you're trying to grind some iron. In order to get leather, you're going to have to go to Hakobe. And if you don't know how to get there, I'm going to show you guys real quick. But yeah, if you're in the city, you can just click on the compass, it'll turn on your markers. You want to head toward the blue one, which is the docks. Once you end up getting to the docks, I would recommend getting a sailboat because they're the fastest in the game. You can get a rowboat if you're cheap, but I definitely recommend getting the sailboat. And then what you want to do is you want to basically go the direction that the docks are facing. Like, just straight ahead. You see this big shadow back here. This is a Kobe. Now, something that's really important, you can only enter from like this right side of a Kobe. So when you are going to a Kobe, like don't go around or like to the left or the middle. It's going to kind of throw you off. If you're trying to get to the town, you're going to see like this section on the right that you actually want to go towards. You know you're going to the right side if you see like these markers starting to pull up. If you see like, yeah, the shipwright one, that's how you know you're going the right way. But you see there's like opening to the right. Alright, now we're here. So you just get off, and then you just run up here. And now what we're looking for is where you get the leather from. Now you can get the leather from Yetis. That's the main area that you're going to be able to get leather from. And if you're trying to farm them, I'd recommend first off, you got to be like level 25 to 30. Really, it's recommended to do them after you're maxed out, but you can get the quest. Oh, my chest. go. But yeah, really you can get the quest when you're level 25 if you want. Just go ahead and do it. Like maybe you're prestiging, so you're strong as hell. So you never know. Yeah, we got some guys actually fighting them right now. But yeah, the Yeti spawn over here in this area. There's also some that spawn deep over here. What was that shiny thing right there? Is that a Yeti? Bro's just glistening, I guess. What the hell? I see. But yeah, so there's like a Yeti's over here, it is over here, Yeti's over here. It's a really good spot if you're trying to get some leather. Then there's also the Yeti King, which if you're going like all the way up to the quest board up there, you can just, I'm not going to go all the way up there, but you can see it. He drops it with the highest rate to give it. So if you're really trying to grind some leather, you can do him. The last one is gold. And gold is going to be kind of hard to get, I'm not going to lie. So, in order to get gold, you have to fight these NPCs at Harjan, which are currently some of the harder NPCs. Let me just respawn my boat. Turning it in is going to be kind of difficult. But yeah, you're going to have to fight these NPCs at Harjan, which are currently one of the hardest NPCs in the game. Camera be like. But I'd really recommend doing the Mafia boss for it since he has the highest drop rate and he's definitely going to be more guaranteed to drop it than everything else. The other NPCs can too, the Syndicants, they're pretty good farm for it. If you're just trying to grind money and grind materials at the same time, they're a pretty good farm for it. I would definitely recommend those guys. But yeah, what I would recommend doing if you're just trying to make a certain item, I probably would say after you get like an item that's like regular tier or pristine tier, and I would probably recommend doing like a medium or heavy weapon so that you can actually get some solid damage. You know, just sit at wherever you're trying to farm materials wise, grab a whole bunch, grind a whole bunch of the same item so that you don't have to keep traveling around. That way you can just craft it all at once and hopefully like roll a perfect while you're crafting. Especially because since most of the items need like the same materials, it's not that many. Just grinding a whole bunch is probably going to save you a lot of time if you ever want to make anything else. But yeah, like these guys, they drop wrong way. These guys, they drop gold. Alright, now they're swapping out on me. I got it. And a Mafia ticket? Oh my goodness, I'm so lucky. But yeah, so these guys drop gold. Pretty much every NPC on this island drops gold, unless you see like an outcast or a civilian. They do not drop gold, chat. Almost missed this, but hopefully I can even make it in time. The server's about to shut down. But yeah, if you can't get to where I am, based off where I last was, just turn on your markers and ship right. Just over here. And then you want to take this boat. Now you want to go, like if you're trying to get, if you're really hardcore trying to grind magic skill, you want to go to the Luna, which we're about to head next. If you just go straight from the docks, facing towards desert, you'll see that desert's a little bit like, what's it called? It's like it's just kind of straight on. You end up smacking desert if you go completely straight. What you want to do is you just want to go to the behind it a little bit to the left. And you'll know you're going the right way if you like look to your left and you know the Coliseum is like right there. That's how you know if you're going the right way.
HKD.
But yeah, so you just want to go behind the desert, and there's Galuna right there. Now the tricky thing about Galuna is Galuna has no spawn points. So if you do end up dying on this island, you do have to sail back every time, and the NPCs do a decent amount of damage. But it's a pretty good grinding spot if you're trying to grind chests, if you're trying to grind magic power. These guys are pretty solid. And they also drop magic steel with the best rate. Alright, looks like we're here now. But yeah, the demons, they spawn at like the outskirts of the island. So if you just like run along the edges, you'll see that there's like a portal. There's like it's like a portal that'll spawn, and then you see like a couple of demons. Yeah, like that. And these are the guys that drop that. So if you're confused on where to get Magisteel from, and you hear about like the demons, like, oh, where they are? These are where these guys are. They spawn they spawn on this island, like around the edges. So just keep running around the edge. Like there's probably one around here. So, yeah, like one over here. Yeah, just literally just keep running along the edges. They spawn. So those where the demons are. If you guys have any questions, I'll be free to answer them in the comments. Also, I will be picking a giveaway winner from the last video very soon. So if you haven't already gone and watched that video and commented or whatnot, I would definitely go check that out. We are going to be dropping the Yeti Slayer. So for y'all that, you know what I'm saying, grinding Yeti King or playing to grind Yeti King, we are dropping a legendary weapon. So that's going to be overall part of his like loot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.